This is A Real Pain, and today we're reviewing Unforgiven. What's my motivation?
Your motivation?
Who's the director here?
Like, what mindset should I be in? That's
right.
what we were joking about, is like, we should actually try to recreate some of these scenes sometime.
Oh, yeah.
Like,
That'd be
go
fun.
out and...
Yep.
Oh, man.
Do a little behind the scenes filming.
Is that LARPing? What is that? The role play?
It's LARPing adjacent.
Yeah,
for
okay,
sure.
there we go.
Okay, well, welcome to A Real Pain. Today we have a very special guest, Phil O'Brien.
O'Brien, back in the
Hello.
stew.
Yeah.
Thank you for having me.
So just a little bit of context. We have a video production company. Phil O'Brien filmed a ton with us last year. And every time we got together, we nerded out about movies. And so when Matthew and I were like, who should be our first guest? We're like, it just makes sense.
It's gotta be Phil.
So
I have no life, so I just watch movies. That's really what it comes down to.
well, tell us a little bit about yourself, Phil, before we dive into Unforgiven.
So yeah, no, movies is like one of my hobbies, but definitely any entertainment. But I'm Phil O'Brien. I live here in Iowa City. Been living here since 2006. Went to school here in the 90s, but came back in 2006. And now I am a full-time realtor at Urban Acres Real Estate.
Yeah, rockstar.
Just doing that. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah,
Heck yeah.
that's awesome.
So 1992,
Yes.
Unforgiven. Did you watch it when it came out, or
Yes.
did you watch it? Okay.
No,
so
so
where
I-
was
I-
a young Phil O'Brien?
In 92, I was still in high school, living with my parents. And so that would have been in the theaters. I would have saw that in the theaters.
Wow.
So 92, 93. So I was a freshman in high school. Yeah.
nice.
And that's
So-
all we did back then, is go to the movies.
Yeah.
yeah, and for context, this is the first episode that we have 3 generations,
Yes.
because you're just barely
I'm Gen X.
Yeah, Gen X.
I think, like, was it 79 or 70, something like that is
Yeah.
the end of Gen X.
Yeah, full confession, and I fully realize this is going to make me look dumb. I remember Pepsi commercials in the early 90s were aimed at Gen X. I feel like, could be wrong.
Yes.
I always thought initially when I was younger that Generation X was a term coined by Pepsi and not. And,
Well,
and
then they did their job, right? Like,
Yeah,
if
yeah,
that's
yeah.
the case, that was their fun story about Pepsi. Like, I was dating a girl in high school, and her dad was a CEO or something, a big muckety muck at Pepsi. And I
Okay.
got to try clear
Muckety-muck.
Pepsi for the first time.
Ooh.
It was they had like in the pantry. It wasn't released or
Yeah.
anything. And it was horrible. It was absolutely horrible. But I can say that because I was at his house. Yeah, no.
It's clear Pepsi.
Did you
I'm like,
try
oh.
it when it came back in 2018?
No.
Oh,
no,
it was
it's-
pretty fun.
Was it?
Yeah.
I stuck.
Maybe they like fixed the recipe, because like I was like, this isn't bad.
I stuck
Not
with
bad.
Zima's. So-
I just imagine them making that product Breaking Bad style.
It's pure. It's pure. Yeah,
it's
Yeah,
pure.
it's
we got
pure.
the
We
recipe.
made pure Pepsi.
One guy driving
Oh,
around in a
man.
trailer. So-
Yeah. Well, to kick us off on
Sure.
Unforgiven, would you want to give us an overview in your own words of what Unforgiven is about?
Yeah, in case someone hasn't seen
If
it.
someone hasn't seen it, okay, the 30,000 foot view, you have I don't want to say retired, but he used to be a gunslinger, bad guy, murder for hire kind of guy. Meets a girl, tale as old as time, meets a girl, settles down, has a family. And then, his wife passes due to smallpox. There's a guy who shows up and says, hey, there's a bounty out by these, there's a brothel in this one town and a, hold on, should I just say like sex work? I'm trying to be like,
I was just gonna call
like
them-
prostitutes or
Well, first of all, we're cutting nothing. You can say whatever
okay,
you want.
all right, gotcha. Okay. Well, it's a brothel, so there's prostitutes. A prostitute gets injured, and they put out a bounty on the 2 guys that did it.
Yeah.
And so this makes its way to Clint Eastwood, who's William Money, and he teams up. He finds his old partner, teams up with the new guy, and they go to kill these 2 guys.
Yep.
And from that, just a bunch of chaos ensues, and there's some twists and turns. And yes, so that's Unforgiven. That's the going into it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
pretty good.
Yep.
Mhm.
So, and I don't know if we should do the rating now or not before we get into this, but you said that you saw it in the theater. So what would your memory of the movie being what would that have been in the theater versus like other Westerns that you might have watched at the time?
Sure. One, it was so brilliantly shot. Like those, we all have pretty sizable TVs now in home, but the big screen's the big screen. And so you see these massive wide shots of like the landscape and the mountains and it's beautiful. So I remember that being like, wow, like this is really impressive. And at the time, being a freshman in high school, all I'm concerned about is like, are they going to shoot guns or I really wasn't doing a deep dive intellectually on the topic. I just wanted to see Clint Eastwood be a badass.
Yeah.
And mission accomplished. But,
yeah. I will say I've only been to Wyoming once, but this movie made me want to go back really bad.
And it was shot in Canada.
Really?
Yes, it was shot at the.
So you want to go to Canada? Actually,
I actually do really want to go to Canada too. So I mean, I'm not mad about it.
It fits though. Like I mean, like there's no. I don't know why they did it, but it was on a ranch in Canada, like I think Alberta or something, at the foothills of the Rockies. So it really does.
Gotcha. They probably got
just
some
perfect. Yeah.
Canada funding to shoot there.
Yeah. Exactly. Free maple syrup.
Yep. Is that racist? No, I'm just kidding.
Exactly. Those kids, they're good. They're nice people up north. So I just remember not really looking at it to be I don't want to say art. It wasn't supposed to be groundbreaking or anything. It was just a Western with Clint Eastwood.
Okay.
And growing up watching Clint Eastwood as a kid and all of his other movies, I've just always been a big fan.
Yeah. Do you know how many he had directed at this point?
Oh boy. Well, Malpaso, I think it was Malpaso. Like that's his production company.
Okay.
And he's always had that from the beginning because that's what helped him get into the spaghetti Westerns shot in Italy.
Yeah.
So I would probably say at least a dozen or so.
Okay.
Like movies at this point.
Because I remember it being kind of around that time period where he started getting winning awards.
Yeah, this was Unforgiven was Best Picture and Best Director, I think, or Best Actor. They won 2.
Yeah.
And Best Picture was definitely one of them.
Yep.
Interesting. So, yeah, I did not realize that.
Yeah. I just remember it because when we would go to the movies, sort of like rent movies, there was just like all of the awards on the poster.
Exactly.
And because that was, I don't know if they do that much anymore, but it seemed like that was like a pretty big deal back then.
Well, the whole idea of renting movies was like that was, I still remember getting our first VCR. Like, when VCRs, like it was Betamax and VCR or VHS was like, they were fighting head to head. And you had like this in a strip mall, this one rinky dink store and had all the VHS cassettes and you had to like call and reserve it. Like, is Top Gun in? And they're like, no, not yet. And you're like, and you call back every 15 minutes. And they're like, stop calling. And it was a thing. It was a big thing.
Yeah.
And then Blockbuster and all that. So
dang.
Yeah.
Yeah. We had one movie rental place in Waverly, and you might be the last generation that'll ever do that. But that was like a big weekend thing. I'd go with my dad or my mom. We get like 4 movie picks each, and then that's what we did that weekend was just watch movies.
And it wasn't cheap either. Like back in the day, it was like
no, it wasn't.
$15 to rent like a VHS, and like the audio was horrible, the video was horrible because you're watching it. You mentioned on about Terminator. Yeah, you were talking about like the production value, not the production, the resolution. Yeah, and you're like watching this in 4K.
It's terrible.
Yeah, coming. When it's like it's 720p if tops. Like and you're like, oh yeah, that looks okay. But when you jump into 4K, you're like, ooh, it's a little rough.
Yeah, for sure. Well, should we get into our initial ratings?
Our initial ratings.
So
okay. So
Phil,
Phil, why don't you go first? So what you're gonna do is you're gonna write your rating of this movie on the left-hand side, and you're not gonna show it to us. And then, per our discussion, you're going to allow room for you to change your score. Okay. So do you want me to go?
Leave it right here on the table?
Yeah.
Yep. Okay.
Yep. And then we'll just dub in Tabby saying these scores. I feel like, oh man, that's such an obvious number that you can hear.
I'm feeling the same way, but we're good. We're on the same page here.
Yeah.
Well, maybe, I don't know. Was that a 1? No.
No.
A straight line down.
All right. So we will close our eyes, and then you can show the camera your score.
Yes. Okay.
Phil's score is a 9.
I just realized that I over tighten my eyes when I close my eyes.
All right. We're going to show ours.
All right, I'm going to close my eyes.
Matthew's score is a 7. John's score is an 8.
All right.
Okay.
There you have it.
Ratings are locked in.
This is exciting.
I mean, my first note on this movie is it opens up and it's a beautiful silhouette.
Mhm.
He's clearly at his wife's grave.
Yeah.
And then it's kind of tells the backstory. I'm like, oh, it's starting off like a Pixar movie. Just family member immediately dies.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, it definitely, it's setting a tone
Yeah.
immediately, but it's also so beautifully shot with
Yeah.
the sunset and the tree and then the story. It just,
Yep.
Yeah, I feel like those sunset shots were like, they are very silhouetted, like everything else is black besides the sunset. I feel like they don't do that a lot anymore. So that was kind of a cool shot to see.
Yeah.
yeah, agreed.
Yeah. And I was almost wondering, like, is that sort of not 100%, but like at least a good portion of like why Yellowstone and shows like that are so popular is because you just don't see those kinds of landscapes.
Yeah.
Or because I don't know if there's been a ton of Westerns, at least recently, outside of the Yellowstone verse.
Well, yeah, I mean, but unless you're getting into like sci-fi or Westerns, there really isn't a mode to show those bigger shots. Like,
Yeah.
Westerns, you got the landscape. Sci-fi, you might have like a space or like some type of universal shot. Like, but yeah, most other movies, you're really focused in, you're dialed in.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah. Have you seen I think it was 2015 Magnificent Seven?
I did see that.
Okay.
Yeah, that was pretty good.
That was
but I
pretty-
guess I don't remember the landscapes. I don't know. There was something about watching this movie where I'm like, this is beautifully shot.
Yeah.
And they're almost making the setting a character.
100%.
what I
Yeah.
felt.
They're including it. I mean, cause just the weather, everything about it, but this is a unique Western though, because this is the one that it did two things, I think, for the industry. One, it reopened the genre. Like, no one was touching Westerns really for a long time. And, so Clint came back with that. And then number two, it turned Westerns on its head because, and I don't know if I don't want to jump ahead too much, but like, there's no really good characters here. There's characters that do good things, but they're all flawed people.
Yeah.
And so in traditional Westerns, you've got the good guy and the bad guy. And like, and that's not the case here.
Yeah. No, I thought that was really interesting too. And at one point I found myself annoyed with Clint Eastwood's character just because he's repetitively saying, I'm not that guy anymore.
My wife cured me.
My wife cured me of drinking whiskey. It's been, and I'm like, I mean, you've said that already, but then it got to the point where I was like, I think he's trying to convince himself
Exactly.
that he's still like that.
Yeah. I have a proposition for a fun drinking game.
Okay.
Anytime he says, I'm not like that anymore.
Yeah.
I don't drink anymore.
Yeah.
With or without my wife helped me get rid of that. You have to take a shot. You would not survive.
I think wicked ways cured me of my wicked ways.
It cured me of my wicked ways.
Yeah.
But no,
Yep.
but I am, John, I'm 100% on the same page. He is convincing himself that's who he is.
Yep.
And it's not. I mean, in the opening scene, he's a shitty farmer. Like
Yeah.
he's falling down. He's like, he's got his kids like helping him, like, separate the hogs and got the fever, and like, and he's not a,
I would imagine that would be how we would be farming.
oh yeah. I would be dead within 48 hours. Like they'd be like, but there's a McDonald's right down the street. Now you start. He just didn't make it.
Yeah.
And he's not a good dad. Well, I shouldn't say that, but because maybe it's a sign of the times, but when he like leaves, he's like, all right, kids, there's some chickens. You might want to kill them if you need to survive. And the kid's like 8 years old and 4.
Yeah.
And they're like,
Yeah.
see you in 2 weeks.
Yep.
Yeah.
There's a neighbor like a couple miles down the road in case you really need
Yeah,
help.
that was Emily watched the first 20 minutes of, cause I started it pretty late, and last night, and she's like, those kids are like our kids' age. And I'm like, apparently we can just leave them.
As long as there's chickens to murder. As long as you can do that.
If there's anything to get from that movie, you can leave your kids with chickens and they'll be just
City
fine.
ordinance doesn't allow
Chicken
us
nuggets, I think now would be a little more politically correct.
Man.
Well, one thing that I did want to address is the bounty is $1,000. And the guy who is making the proposition to Clint Eastwood says, hey, we'll do a split, it'll be $500 each. Just with a quick Google search, with inflation, $500 equates to about $20,000.
I was going to say, yeah. Okay.
Wow.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, it's kind of similar to when we were watching like 10 Things I Hate About You. They were like, yeah, I'll give you $5 to take her out on a date. And we're like, how much is that?
Yeah.
So I think that matters because it's like $500 to kill a guy, but 20,000.
Let's be honest though. Anytime you read about a murder for hire these days, like a guy gets hired to kill somebody and they're like, how much are they getting paid? $3,500. You're like, to kill a person? Like,
Yeah.
wow.
Yeah.
So
It's the
Not
economy.
enough. Now 20,000.
Scale of economy.
20,000, maybe.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, he's thinking about it. He's thinking about it.
So,
Yeah.
but yeah, no, that's it. I'm glad you did the math on that because that was something I was thinking about.
Yeah. Also, there is one thing that I saw in this movie that is a bucket list item now for me.
Okay.
Ooh.
When the women are throwing the dung at the two men,
Yeah.
I just really want to fling dung at someone.
Well, you need to go back to Arizona, go to Tombstone, and look for a horse, and then just like
There you
find
go.
someone that pisses you off.
Yeah.
All right. So usually when it's just John and I, we try and guess each other's favorite scenes. But I think since we have 3 people here, we should just go in a circle and let everybody know what our favorite scene was. So, Bill, what was your favorite scene?
Starting with the favorite. Okay, so the easy lift. I thought about this a lot. Is the very end scene when he's got no spoiler alerts. This movie's really old, so if you haven't seen it, that's on you. But when he kills little Bill and finally comes back to like avenge Ned's death. Yeah, it's a great scene, but I think that's the easy lift scene when he's like, I don't deserve to die like this, and he's like, no one. And so anyway, I think the best scene though, what really resonates is when he finally figures out he is good at being bad, and that's when after they kill the last guy, they go to the ranch and they shoot the guy who's in the outhouse, and Schofield Kid's starting to cry because he's like, I never killed a person, but he had it coming, and Clint's like, we all have it coming.
Yeah.
But then he starts drinking the whiskey after he finds out about Ned.
Yeah.
And he goes, and I'm like, yep, he remembers now. And he's good at it.
Yeah. I will say this was the worst whiskey ad I've ever seen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh man, yeah, that was my specifically the part where he starts sipping the whiskey again.
Yeah.
That was my favorite scene.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was just fun when she's listing off all the like crimes that he used to do, and he's just, yep, I did that.
Mm-hmm.
Yep, I did that. It was good. It was well done.
No, they did a good job with that one. But again, him remembering he is the angel of death, like that is like, and he's fine with it.
Yeah. Yep. So that's your favorite scene as well.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. My favorite scene, that's second.
Okay.
So the thing that I loved about this movie, and this is going to be a little odd, maybe somebody's not first guess, but just the fact that he can't saddle the horse through the entire film.
Yes.
It's
that is great.
So good.
Yeah. He's just like trying to.
He can't get on it. And so, because like, I feel like in normal movies, there's like a character arc where it's like, okay, he's back in the zone.
Mm-hmm.
And he remembers how to like ride the horse. It's similar to him being bad, right? But he can't ever because even towards the end after.
Yeah, I blame the horse.
Yeah, no, it's a bad horse for sure. But I just thought like, it just doesn't seem like anything goes right in this movie. And so for that to be a continuum throughout the whole movie, I just really thought that was
stuck
a good
to
time.
the guns on that one.
Yeah,
No pun
I'll be
intended.
honest. I feel like the first time was funny, but then I feel like it just happened too many times.
But
He's
it's a bad
he's
horse.
out of the groove.
Just me personally.
No, it's everyone's entitled to their opinion.
Thank you, Phil.
Yeah,
Thank
even
you.
if they're wrong.
I see you.
Thank you so much.
The other thing that I wrote down just as we should get into least favorite scenes.
Okay,
Sure.
let's do it.
Yeah. What was
It's your
least-
podcast, guys. You guys, you roll how you want. I'm at your pace here.
Okay.
All right.
What was your least favorite scene?
So least favorite scene, again, kind of a twofold. At first I was like, the way he just left his kids, but then I'm like, but I looked at it again through a different lens. I'm like, that's him. That's his character, right? Like that's part of building that character. But there was one scene, and this is actually more of a technical reason, where they're gonna go confront Wild Bill.
Yep.
No, English Bob.
Yeah, English Bob.
Yeah, and they're in the sheriff's office and they're waiting for Little Bill to show up. That scene just wasn't really necessary.
Mm.
Like because it was just kind of banter about a little bit about being scared and and reloading their guns. And you could have cut that probably, trimmed off 6 minutes and not lost a beat with the film.
Right.
Mm.
So it was a technical
Yep.
unfavorite or least favorite.
Yeah, that's good. I think my least favorite scene, just from like a story and message standpoint, was probably the last 2 minutes when you see Will ride off from the town, and then they kind of explain how he moves to New York with his 2 kids after
Dry
everything.
goods. Yeah.
Yeah, and I just kind of felt like, I mean, the whole movie is kind of like an anti-Western.
Sure.
Like it's kind of showing how like the old cowboy way shouldn't really be glorified.
Yeah.
And then he shoots like, I don't know, 5, 6, 7 people at the very end.
Mm-hmm.
And then he just gets to, walk off into the sunset with his 2 kids and nothing happened to him. And I just felt like that was kind of the
So like a
opposite.
happy, yeah.
Yeah, I felt like that was kind of the opposite of the message. Cause like you said earlier, like he's not really a great father.
Yeah.
But then that's how they end the movie, was him being a father with his
Yeah.
2 kids in New York.
Maybe he murdered his way off to New York. We don't know. He could have, but I think it does put the Westerns back on its head, because in a regular Western, I think there would be some like final justice for it.
Mm-hmm.
And you bring up a good point, because everyone talks about what he did prior to going like straight,
Yeah.
and he's still like not arrested. Like he's still like, he went on crime sprees and murdering sprees, and he was just like a farmer. So I think it just goes to maybe just the times that it was.
Mm.
And it being the Wild West, like people did things that were just, brutal and inhumane, and like there wasn't much justice for it. So
Sure. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. That's a good point.
I'll think about it.
you're entitled to your opinion.
Thank you.
I'm not
Thank
here
you.
to change your mind. Boy,
Well,
is that the
that's
part
like
of the
the whole
content?
point.
Wait,
Yeah.
never mind, I am.
Yeah. I would say that it was probably the jail scene with the Bob character. I just didn't understand.
I'll tell
Huh.
you about that scene.
I really enjoyed that scene. Actually.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Like the test, like Gene Hackman's character, like, I don't know. I didn't.
No, fair. That's fair. I mean,
Other than the fact that maybe that was to help build up to how evil Clint Eastwood's character is, because the guy who's writing the story about Bob is like, yeah, he killed all these guys. And then Gene Hackman's character is like, he actually didn't.
no,
This is what happened. And then, so I guess I understand that, because that sets up like, oh, Clint Eastwood is actually this mythical
he is the
gunslinger
Mhm.
that you're talking about.
No, so to me, the takeaway from that was that, number one, news didn't travel at breakneck speeds like it does today in the West. So
Sure.
people could create these tropes and these ideas of who they are and be complete frauds.
Mhm.
And English Bob was a fraud. Like he was this guy that like everyone's like, oh my gosh, there's this whole backstory. And as the writer, as his biographer begins to tell his story or write his story, he's like, wait, none of this is real. And Gene finally confronts that. And for me, I found it interesting because Gene talked about, he said, I don't like men of low character
Mhm.
and things along those lines. And you have to have a steady hand. And, when you're facing down death, and that's what Clint does in almost the very next scene,
Mhm.
or not but at the end of the movie where he's just steady. And Gene was steady in that. So it's this idea that this is the sheriff who's steady and knows what it really takes to kill a person and win a gunfight. And Clint is the exact same character at that moment.
Okay.
So to me, it's like showing it. Yeah, he's the sheriff. He's bad, but he's also, there's moments of him trying to enforce the law in a way that's good.
Okay.
Yeah, and I feel like that also kind of helped with the overall message of like not glorifying cowboys either, because he comes in, English Bob's live, he's like, oh my gosh, it's English Bob. He has this whole mythos around him. He has an author following him around, and then he was just a drunk.
Yeah.
Okay.
He's just
Yeah. I think you convinced me.
Okay,
I think you
It's-
convinced me.
yeah. There's some merit in that.
Okay. Well, because we were talking about that scene, that leads us into our next bonus section, which is surprise cameos.
Oh, okay.
Do you know who Bob was? Another character that Bob has played.
Oh, he did look kind of familiar, actually.
Yeah.
Richard Harris.
I actually don't know the actor's name.
Richard Harris.
Yes, it is.
And then,
I forgot you put the names on
I'm not smart. I just read that across the room.
He was the first Dumbledore. And then he passed away.
No way.
And then he passed away and they had to replace the actor.
That's crazy.
Dumbledore.
Oh,
Harry Potter.
Phil, Harry Potter.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. You were telling us offline you don't do the wizards and.
Well, no. I Dragons and Wizards,
You don't
it takes
mess-
a while for me to come around. I started watching Game of Thrones in season 7. Like that, it took me 7 years basically to get around.
That would be the coolest way to tell somebody that you don't watch that type of movie is like, I don't mess around with wizards.
Yeah. I've had some experiences and it's never ended good.
Dang. He is a really good actor then because he is like so kind in the first 3 Harry Potter movies. I don't think I would have ever guessed that.
Yeah.
Oh,
Wow.
that's acting.
That's
Yeah.
acting.
Shout out to Emily for catching that. She's like, hey, that's Dumbledore.
Dang.
Yeah.
That's sweet.
Okay. Guest cameos. I like that.
Yep.
I thought you were going to have like Clint Eastwood walk out of the bathroom
Oh, that'd be, yeah.
and sit down.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we don't have that kind of budget yet.
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 Yet. Yeah.
Keyword.
Yeah. Like and subscribe. By the way.
Yes.
500 subs. We'll get Clint Eastwood on the show.
He might not have the press. Well, he probably still does. That guy. Anyway.
Yeah. Well, I wonder if because he's still directed and written and directed like recently, right?
Mhm.
Yeah.
I know the Mule one.
The
Yep, I
Mule-
watched The Mule.
He did the one that's but there was one that just came out. Oh, it escapes me right now.
Yeah, he directed something.
And like he's notorious, so he's a one shot take guy. Like that's it. Like
Oh, really?
Yeah, like he's so efficient. Like these actors come in and they want to like do the scene a different way, or he's like, no, one take, one shot, we're good, move on. He's like,
Yeah.
we respect, and he's worked with the same crew forever. Like that was one of the things about this movie is that he was able to negotiate his entire, because there's all these Canadian laws about like unions and who gets to work with who. And usually the director and the crew or the staff would go, or sorry, acting cast would go up there and they'd use local crew. He negotiated his entire film crew he's been working with for years. Go up
Dang.
there.
Yeah.
And
He's loyal.
exactly.
All right, I have a question, Phil. And I'm kind of on the fence about this.
Sure.
How do you feel about them killing Ned off screen?
I you know what? It's
Matthew wanted to see it, is why he's asking.
I felt it was a little
gruesome.
It was interesting that they killed a main character and they just told us about it.
No, because I think that it leaves it up to the viewer to envision that into like how that really, because you see the scene where he's getting whipped and like
Mhm.
that's not and like, and then Gene leans in and he's like, this is gonna get way harder,
Mhm.
like way darker. And so I'm kind of glad because Ned's such a good character. I like the idea that we didn't, and that it leaves it up to you to go. And then, because you're now in the same boat as Clint in that movie,
Mm-hmm.
you're William Money because you didn't see him die, and so
Okay.
you have to imagine, and you're going through what Clint's character is going through, and now he's like, well, now I got to go back and kill him.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah.
Okay.
Okay. I
I
like
like-
that take.
Yeah. Phil,
Yeah.
good take.
Thank you very much. Yeah.
All right, I'm really curious. Tabby, what was your favorite and least favorite part?
Oh, first of all, I want to say, Phil, I feel as if you may have raised all our scores to a 10 the way you've advocated for this.
Yeah, we're trying to poke holes in it. And he's just
Yeah.
like, yeah, that's not
Appreciate it.
Okay, my least favorite might be one of the opening scenes, and this is just purely from a subjective point of view, because there's no heads up when the cutting started happening. It felt so real.
Mhm.
So I will only say that's the least favorite, not because it was badly done, but because
Yeah.
I was so uncomfortable when it happened.
Yeah.
Same with Ned's beating.
Yeah.
I was so uncomfortable. I was almost kind of glad they didn't show us him dying,
Mhm.
but I felt kind of bad, kind of like the cat being shot.
Oh, in the Boondock Saints.
In the Boondock Saints.
Yeah.
I didn't warn anybody about that scene.
justice for
That comes
that
out of
cat.
that comes out of nowhere in that movie.
Yeah, for real.
Well, one of the things that I thought was interesting too was like, I really enjoyed how the story of what happened to
Mhm.
her,
Yeah,
because she just got her face cut up.
Mhm.
yeah.
But then everybody's like, yeah, they
They went over. They
went overboard.
The telephone game.
Cut her eyes.
Yeah.
And so I wrote that down like this terrible game of telephone in the Wild Wild
That's
West.
the West, though, right? Like that was it. There was no checks and balances.
Yeah. I just thought it was interesting though. Then when they like actually meet that character, they didn't make a comment of like, "Oh, you have your eyes."
Yeah, no, exactly.
You know,
oh, it wasn't that bad.
Yeah, it wasn't actually that bad.
No, they were out to get blood. They went, we have to kill the cowboys. They did that.
Right.
Yeah. Boy, it's hard to pick a favorite scene.
Because they're all just that good.
What was your guys' thoughts on the shootout scene? And the only reason I asked that,
where they're on like the cliff.
Where they kill the first
well,
cowboy?
Okay. Well, since you brought up the cliff, that's not what I was referencing, but the cliff scene in particular, every time I watch a movie and somebody gets taken out, I'm kind of like, oh, like you get numb to it.
Yeah.
Like John Wick kills like 400, 400 guys or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
This movie, they kill one guy. He drags him, like he carries himself, and then you just hear him yelling. And then he's like, "Can I get some water?" And you're like, I feel like this is the first time I've ever watched something that's pretend.
Yeah.
And I felt terrible for the guy, the character. Because I'm like, he's just dying slowly.
Mm-hmm. And so William Money's like, "Will you just bring him some damn water? He ain't gonna shoot. We won't shoot. Just bring him the water."
Yeah. Yep. It was that was a dad voice for sure. Like, just get somebody give him some water.
Just get him some.
Yeah, that was every single scene that was like slow like that. We were really like in Money's head where he's just so uncomfortable and he's so upset that someone's dying and you can like feel the death of this character. Yeah. I felt really bad for the cowboys. Granted, they had it coming, but I felt so bad for them, kind of. Yeah. Not the second guy, though. I feel like the second guy kind of deserved it.
Yeah, he was the one that was wielding the knife.
Yeah.
The first one was like, you could tell, like, because you reminded me, like, so when they come back into town with the ponies, and he's like, "This one isn't yours."
Yeah.
You know, and I do like this juxtaposition of property. Like, there's this whole, like, kind of ownership of individuals and idea of property throughout the whole movie.
Yeah.
I mean, William Money, his name is Money. Like, so it's interesting. There's this capitalistic kind of tone to these things. But this trading of property, but then he holds that one, like, "This is my favorite pony," and tries to give it to that one girl. And then the other, like the boss of the brothel comes out and starts throwing, like, so she doesn't even let him get the gift.
Yeah.
This is a good looking horse.
It's interesting.
It's a good looking horse.
Yeah, it's interesting that a realtor was interested in the property aspect of.
Well, no, it's like because again, think about this. Thank you. It was right after the Civil War.
Yeah,
like 1880. Like, and so like there's, and I think this movie did a pretty decent job of depicting, not 100 better and good for its time, but the West was a very diverse place. I mean, you had emancipation and all free people of all walks of life going out there and trying to settle. And so they did. That's why I'm so glad that they had Morgan Freeman in there too, because like, it was just it was a good spot and a good tone.
Yeah. Totally agree.
Yeah. Seeing Morgan Freeman look kind of young. So
strange. Which is so funny because the movie made him out to be like this old guy. Like fart, but it's like, guys, he gets way older. Just wait a little bit.
Spoiler alert.
Yep, just wait.
Well, do you know that Clint sat on this script for like almost 20 years? Or maybe it was
20.
It was 20. Yeah, 20 years. Thank you. Because he didn't feel like he was old enough to play that part yet.
Huh.
So interesting.
It sat around and is
Yeah, he also gets a lot older too.
He gets, yes. Yeah.
Should have waited 40 more years.
Yeah. The horse scenes would have been a lot more difficult.
Getting on those. No, he sold it for sure.
Yeah.
Honorable mention though, I've just remembered my favorite scenes. Every single time they showed us the landscape, it was so beautiful.
Yeah.
My God.
Yeah.
Yes. Every scene with the landscape, my favorite scene.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right.
Good work of light. They just, Clint has a good eye for that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So what I'm hearing is we need to take a work trip to Canada.
Yeah.
We could do Wyoming.
We can
stay
Wyoming.
in the 50 states here.
500 subs, Wyoming.
Yeah.
That's Wyoming road trip.
1,000 subscribes.
Podcast on the road. Here we
And
go.
we're going to ride horses.
Yes. Yes.
Oh my gosh.
Ooh, also another question for you.
Yeah.
So after they shoot the one kid, this is the cliff scene.
Mhm.
Do you know why? Because I know Ned was like, I'm done. I can't shoot him. I don't want to do this. Was that the reason they let them go back to the cabin and left and we're going to like try and find them back there? I was confused why they left and just stay there to like shoot the other guy.
Yeah, well, he wasn't there. The other guy wasn't in that
He
scene.
wasn't there.
No, he wasn't. He was held up
Okay.
at the ranch.
Oh, so he was just there the whole time.
Yeah, so they ambushed those guys, and then they doubled back to the ranch, and then because they got there at night, and then you see them kind of, they're staking out the outhouse, and then they just wait, until the guy comes out the next day.
Got it. Yeah, I thought they were both there.
Yeah.
Okay, that makes a little more sense now.
Yeah.
Like, why did they just let them go? Okay, good to know, because I think I was gonna dock it a little bit because of that, but now I know he wasn't there. That makes way more sense.
No, it's efficiently cut. Like, I mean, that's the thing is like, it gets critiques for dialogue and things along those lines, but it's not supposed to be. I mean, this is trying to be true to form. Like, those guys were out on the range, like, debating physics and like, they were living ethical dilemmas, not debating them.
I will say, I thought a lot of most other characters got cooler dialogue than Will himself. I know you mentioned like him repeating stuff was kind of on purpose.
Yeah.
But I felt like he was just a little more stiff than everybody else in the movie.
Yeah. Yep. Because I think for most of the movie, he wasn't himself. Like he was playing a character like that. He was trying to play the dutiful husband, father, things along those lines. But he's just not, like, and that's the thing. And that's why one of the longest scenes he has for dialogue is at the very end when he's like, if I come out of here, anyone tries to shoot me, I'm going to shoot you, your wife, your kids, your dog, burn your house down.
Fully unhinged at that point.
So.
Okay.
Yeah.
Dang. All right. My rating might be changing.
Yeah, I think mine's changing a little bit too. Okay, so before we get into our final scenes.
Okay.
And Tabby's fun facts.
I love these fun facts. Yeah.
Okay. We're going to play a little game.
All right.
The title of the movie is Unforgiven. And clearly there's things about Clint Eastwood that's unforgiven.
Mm-hmm.
So we have to go around. And what is one thing in your life that you have not forgiven somebody for, or they haven't forgiven you for?
Okay.
Bill, do you want to go first?
So other than the series of murders upstate New York that I carried out, so yeah, other than those,
cut it.
Perhaps I've said too much. No, okay. So, okay, I got one. If my sister watches this, she'll get a kick out of this.
I love this.
So set the scene. My sister's like 5 years old, maybe a little younger. So I'm probably, was it 82, 77? What's that? 5 years. So yeah. So I'm like 11ish, and my dad and I were up to like kind of like rummaging through the fridge and all this stuff. And this is probably springtime, and we come across a hollowed out, like a chocolate Santa. Like, just, to see those chocolate Santas that you get during Christmas.
Yep.
And it was my sister's, but it had already been 3 months, and we wanted to eat chocolate.
Yeah.
So we just devour this chocolate Santa and like think nothing of it. And springtime night, at least 3 months have gone by. Not 5 seconds later, my sister comes down, opens the fridge, and loses her shit. She's like, where's my chocolate Santa? And she's like, it's a full on tantrum, screaming, pointing at us. And we're like, she's like, how dare you? Like, to the point where she walked up to the top of the stairs to go back to her room and is screaming from the top of the stairs, like still crying. So I can guarantee you my sister has not forgiven me about that chocolate Santa.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
And it was delicious, Liz.
Dang, that's so funny. Mine also involves my sister.
Okay.
So this was during the summers. It was me and my sister. She's like 5 years younger than me. So we were left at home alone. But I was 13. She was 8. So it made a little more sense than, Will leaving his kids at home.
He had chickens in the yard.
Yeah,
That's fine.
it's all good. Yeah. And so we have some pretty like tall and deep windowsills on our house. And so one day I'm inside, she's outside playing. I'm like playing video games. The sound is blasting. I can't hear anything else except for the TV.
Mm-hmm.
Well, she's playing outside and she falls into like one of the window wells.
Get out.
And she's screaming for like 10 minutes straight. She can't get out because she's like just not tall enough.
Mm-hmm.
And I guess there was also like 2 gardener snakes. And
Oh my gosh.
she's freaking out. So eventually she like jumps just high enough where she can grab the ledge of it, comes out, and she like flips out at me. I'm like, I couldn't hear you.
Yeah.
And she still talks about it to this day. So I know for a fact she's not forgiven me about that.
Nope.
Oh my gosh.
And I just, I didn't hear her. So if I heard her, I'd let her out.
It was so William
I didn't
Money
hear
of you.
For real.
Yeah.
Mine's actually kind of similar. It involves my sister. So my brother and I.
What are we doing here, guys?
I know, it's not
We're
great.
brothers.
My brother and I shared a room, and then my sister had her own room. And we were really into watching Home Alone when we were kids. So we were always like, what kind of traps can we make? And so I figured out that if you so her room door opened in, and I figured if you put a laundry hamper on top, and you push the door open, the laundry hamper would fall on your head. And so I did that to her a couple times, and she's furious. And she's 5 years younger than me. So anyways, furious, right? So my mom comes in our room with my sister, and my mom's yelling at me. And she's like, you are not supposed to do this ever again. Like, you cannot do this ever again. Really mad. And I'm like, okay, starting now, I won't do it again. My sister turns around, goes into her room, and you hear this loud knock because I had set it up one last time. And to this day, I'm not forgiven.
Oh, man. Wow. That's good stuff.
What were we thinking growing up?
No, I don't know.
Yeah.
I mean, we're just resilient.
Yeah, exactly.
One might say I think our sisters were a little more resilient.
Yeah, we're just trying to get them ready for the Wild Wild West.
Yeah, I just learned don't eat things that no matter how old they are in the fridge.
Yeah,
they ain't yours. Use hands off.
Yeah. The other one that I was an honorable mention is I haven't forgiven my dad for ruining the end of Sixth Sense for me.
Oh, gotcha.
Because when that movie came out, that was a huge, like nobody had ever seen a plot twist like that.
Mm-hmm.
And
don't say it because I haven't seen it yet either.
It's been 40 years.
I haven't seen it.
That's my next pick then.
You should ruin it for him.
No, I almost did.
Yeah.
Nobody say anything.
Yeah.
I almost did say the ending just now, so I'm glad I didn't.
Yeah.
Number one.
Oh my God, you've gone this long
The twist actually happens at the beginning. So.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then it just fades to black. And
and I don't know what the twist is either, so don't.
I'm
say
not.
Anything.
But I was supposed to go see it with my friends. There was a ton of hype around this movie. He told me and I'm like, what's the point of even going now?
Did he do it on purpose?
Yeah.
Oh, that's brutal.
Yeah.
Oh, on purpose?
Yeah. And he was like, well, somebody told me the ending at work. He hadn't even seen it. And I'm like, well, why would you do that to me? And then I was so mad. I told my best friend.
Yeah.
And he's like, why would you do that? And I'm like, it was like the angry,
it was
like the angry version
Misery
of paying
loves
it forward.
company.
Yeah. Angry version of paying it forward, basically. and then him and I are friends today. And even today, he'll be like, I haven't seen Sixth Sense. I can't believe you like in
just
high school.
Stares at you
that.
for across
He
the
still
table.
hasn't forgiven you.
Yeah.
Wow.
Glaring.
Yeah.
Wow.
It makes me want to start walking by people that are playing Wordle and just be like, yeah, it's money. It's rules. Just ruin it for them when they're halfway.
Oh, that's so mean.
That is so
I'm
awesome.
gonna wake up. I can't. I don't like waking up in the morning, but I do that. I wake up at 5 in the morning and do Wordle before anybody else. Yeah,
that's what gets me going in the morning.
Oh man. And then throw dung at them.
Well, you always have to have it in a pocket.
Yeah.
You never know when you're going to need it.
Yeah.
So.
Oh, that's
well,
funny. All right.
While we're doing our final ratings, Tabby, would you mind giving us some fun facts about the movie?
I do have some fun facts. Also, I want to nominate Phil for like saying a lot of fun facts, like the filming location. That was a fun fact because it's a dry area where they did the filming, and so most of the rain was like created on set.
But the snow, they got that special.
That was that was unexpected. Yeah. And considering it was shot over like 39 days, so it was pretty random that the snow happened during the filming.
Yeah.
Okay, Clint Eastwood's mom was actually supposed to be in the movie. She was supposed to be like one of the extras, like boarding the train, and her scene ended up being cut.
Yeah.
Because the film was too long, and that was a scene that was cut.
But I think he did end up taking her to the Oscars that night.
He did, yeah. Speaking of, we're on the next one. It won. This movie was the third Western to win Best Picture award.
Okay.
So that's pretty awesome, I think. According to the script, Schofield, is that how you say it? Is it Schofield or Schofield?
Yeah.
Schofield Kid actually drowned himself from all the guilt.
Oh, according to the script?
Yeah.
Whoa.
Yeah. I could see
they should have added that, I think.
He didn't take well to it.
No.
Yeah.
No. It looked like I killed your puppy, John.
Oh my gosh. Well, I mean, that character, they did such a great job of the contrast between young and old, I thought, because he, that sounds like something I would have done.
Yeah.
It was like, oh yeah, I killed 5 people. I'm a big deal. And then literally hadn't done anything.
Yeah.
And then for him to like that scene where it hit him really hard, we have already talked about that scene, but I mean, that would be the next step in elevating that scene for sure.
Yeah.
I mean, he tried to justify it. He tried to justify that, that he deserved it.
Yeah.
But
yeah. And
drink the whiskey.
Yeah.
Yep.
Those are the fun facts.
Okay.
Like it.
Yeah.
All right.
Thank you.
Fun facts.
Well, guys, should we reveal our final ratings?
Okay.
Sure.
Yeah.
Let's
Ready?
do it.
Same time?
So we just like flip them?
Yep. We just show them to each other.
Yeah.
All right.
Same time. Here we go. 9. He's just
Nine.
solid
Stuck
9.
with the
I was going to go to
I
11
know,
after
I know.
I talked it up. Like I talked myself into a higher, no.
Yeah, for those listening, I went from a 7 to an 8.
Mhm.
John went from 8 to a 9. And Bill
Bill's
stuck with his guns.
consistently locked in at 9.
Yep.
Yeah. Every movie could use some improvement, so I don't know. I don't know what any movie I'd actually probably give a 10 to.
Okay.
So,
So can you name your top 5?
movies?
Yeah.
Oh boy. Blade Runner, Unforgiven,
So Blade Runner, the
director's cut.
director's
The original director's cut.
Yeah.
Pretty much anything by Ridley Scott is just
Yeah, it's
awesome.
really good.
That's gonna your first John Wick.
Yeah.
I do like it. Okay. These aren't probably I'd have to think about it, but
Yeah.
like just off the cuff, these
Yeah.
movies that stand out to me. Fun one, Back to the Future.
Yes, we need to do that. Have you seen that?
I've seen the first one.
Oh,
Yeah.
boo.
It's just one of those that just kind of has it all, and it's
But
just
I
a
haven't
good.
seen the first Blade Runner, so we could do
Oh,
that.
that's good.
Yeah, that's a really good movie. What's it? Trying to think of a really good. Yeah, I can't think. Those are
Yeah.
good
It's
ones
a
right
solid
there.
list.
Yeah. What number? Because you said that you listened to a couple of our episodes and you liked the Lethal Weapon one. What would your number be for Lethal Weapon, the first one?
I'd probably give it like an 8.
Okay.
I like the.
When was the last time you watched it?
Probably a little less than a year ago.
Okay.
So
So
I
recent.
went and bought the whole set
Okay.
like on Apple, whatever it is.
Yeah.
I think I'm the idiot that buys all these movies like 30 seconds before they come out free on Netflix. I'm like, well, I'm going to need this. And then all of a sudden it's like, oh, they're all right there.
Hey,
Yeah.
well, now at least you own it.
Yeah,
you know?
exactly.
Kind
Yeah.
of.
But yeah, I would give that one. I mean, that was a really good dark movie. It was a good action movie, but there was a lot of depth to Riggs. So anyway,
Yeah. I like it.
Yeah.
He didn't.
I talked
he
about
didn't
it.
Care
You
for
talked
it.
about the end scene. You didn't like the end scene. How you not like
Yeah.
that? That was the.
I
remember hearing what you said. Like,
just felt like they ruined his whole character arc they let him kill him anyways.
yeah. I just like how all the cops are standing around. They're like throwing
Yeah,
weapons.
exactly.
It's
That
like a
wouldn't have
gladiator,
happened.
like sits there, like throw another weapon in there. Like there's
That
no,
would-
like
yeah.
no one's heard of tasers. Like just zap the guy. Like,
Exactly.
Yeah. So,
Yeah.
So funny.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's no winning them over. I think I can win them over though with like 3 and 4 for sure.
Yeah. They become a little more action comedy.
Yeah, like buddy cop. Yeah.
Exactly.
Jinx.
Yeah. This would be a horrible podcast if I can't talk. No. Yeah.
All right. So before we preview next week's episode and what we have in store, we wanted to take a second to thank Phil for being on the pod.
Yeah.
Thank you. This
You-
was amazing. You guys are awesome.
Hey, this was really fun.
Yeah.
And you changed our minds too. You both changed
Yeah.
both of our minds.
This
A
is the
full
most
point.
I think I've ever changed a score
Yeah,
before.
I don't think you've ever gone up a full
A
point.
full point. Never
Wow.
been done.
Wow. Well,
Here's to Phil.
Phil.
Thank you. I appreciate that. This is a really cool format. I see great things in the future for this. So
Yeah, we'll have you back for sure.
cool. Thanks.
All right. You want to cue us up for what's next?
Ooh, all right. So next episode, we're having 2 very special guests. My wife, Rachel, and her best friend, Taylor Peterson, will be joining us to watch Mamma Mia. So if you haven't watched Mamma Mia before, make sure you watch it before the next episode, and we'll see you there. Bye.
Bye.
This episode was brought to you by Storyline Multimedia, and special thanks to Matthew Purcell for making and producing our theme song.